Yeah. Damn.
Okay. Stays with you.
All of a sudden, 4-2.
Say it doesn't take much. Just one sticky like that, quantum out, and that's it. Oh, wow. There you go. Quantum usage.
What a round, by the way. To have quantum in the first round, like it's like we didn't even get into that when we were describing the mode. Like to have round 1 being a quantum. Let's see what the loadout is here.
Stalker drop ball with the spike ball. Bizarre? Wow, bizarre.
Man.
On back to year 1.
I was gonna say on Bizarre as well. Just in case, crispy shot coming in from Prophecy. Just in case it wasn't wild enough to have a Stalker drop ball, add in a spike and add in Bizarre. It really is like year 1.
Yeah, they also have increased gravity. I see at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
So they got a
little floaty.
They got their H3 boots on. Oh, the jiggle peak, cross net, drop ball. I got the full ensemble of tools right there.
Nade's coming in. I was gonna say this is I've been hit by many a nade on the actual Bizarre in this exact corner.
Used to be a lot stronger before. It's
clean here.
Prophecy. I feel like he just has like the sort of knowledge gap in terms of how he wants to use the equipment.
Yep.
Over Flourish so far. Some great shots. Just going straight to the hill now. Yeah, this is one hill where you can play pretty safe compared to that first one out.
I was going to say, yeah, it feels like you actually want to beat here and you actually want to anchor from here, whereas in the other map you were kind of just sitting. God, the shots are good.
He's got him on lock. He's playing confident. It's good. That's how you win these. He's got the lead. He's not backing down.
I agree, though. It's kind of like the traditional. I mean, it's like the battle. I can't finish the sentence before I can't blast
through it. Blasting through it.
Unfortunately, you just have like a corner there that he gets rid of that one square as well.
Yeah.
That's just the head right there.
It is kind of playing like the traditional balcony opening, though. Like you said, you want to, once you win that, you can kind of hold downhill. Oh, sword!
Wait, what?
Johnny Flourish is playing a little tilted right now. The way he's challenging out, he's not taking his time. He had the first couple rounds, died a little too easily, and then he just wants to get into it. Better see some spam here.
We've got an update from production. The POVs are actually swapped on the labels. Furiously has been winning everything.
Wow. Okay. Wait.
That makes a little bit
more sense. I think everyone's like, okay, this makes a lot more sense.
This is Coliseum.
That was the plot twist we all needed.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Coliseum? Oh, this Coliseum.
Yeah, this is Coli. Or do we even know the name? I don't know the name off the top of my head. It's been a while since I checked it out for this infinite version. That makes a lot more sense. Furiously he's been a competitive player for a very long time. Prophecy, no knock on him, but I have known the name and have seen Furiously around for quite a while, so that makes a lot more sense.
Honestly, I was picking him up every time we got in. I was like, he is getting turned on right now. Oh my gosh.
Not an easy battle. Not where you want to be in grass.
Absolutely not. Got to play that high ground. But this is it's 2-2 right now, so it is a little bit more back and forth. I feel like that's just due to the nature of the Plasma Pistol combo.
Yeah.
Got to get closer. Got to play your corners. Can't stay too far back.
Just a new combo simulator here. Third kills. Goes to Furiously.
What's that?
Say, is that Furiously down low?
Yeah. Okay. 77.
He's taking a longer route here. Not playing for the hill.
Trying to sniff him out.
Now the sword is up. Yeah, just easy sword grab. Stuck in the cuts there. But they didn't have quantum. Ooh, he better not quantum back. He's waiting for it. He wants to bait that. It's got him on the run.
Not gonna lie, this makes me want to play some Kali. Right? I'm like, I could play a quick Kali CTF if anyone's got time after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Kali.
It has been a while. It'd be nice to get into the game with that one.
Oh my goodness.
3-3.
Didn't even have to rely on the sword there.
Furiously, of course, one round away from closing this thing out. Everything to play for, tied 3-3.
Now just taking their time, finding their routes through. They're both just swapping their side of the map, essentially. Playing the corners, playing Hildo. Looks like, I think that is Prophecy, right?
Feels like with this, I guess you can kind of play it. I guess it's not as advantageous as the last one we talked about.
I do think the combo in this setup right here is actually pretty good. So it looks like he's about to win this. Hates him in. It was a very good play.
Prophecy just scored, right?
Yeah,
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, he's up 4-3. Obviously needs this round to stay alive. Or at least the entirety of the rounds. It's like Russian nesting dolls of rounds, in this game type. There's several layers. You really can't use the term round.
Yeah.
Now playing the hill once again. They said it does slow down pretty much right away. And then
Oh no.
Oh, can you imagine it?
A trade.
Trade.
A trade with a sword?
yeah, but I think he still won the round a little bit.
Yeah. It's gonna choke. It's gonna choke.
He did with
Prophecy won the round.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
The entirety of the round. Okay, so now we have 2-1. Just to make sure everyone's on the same page. It's also for my own mentals.
Yes.
Gloriously leading 2 rounds to 1 here, of course. Prophecy needing all of these rounds, the best of these ones, to stay alive.
The reverse sweep is potentially on there. It is.
I mean, an Argo, larger map, just sidekick only. I can definitely see it. It's a very mixy setup here.
Ooh.
Good shots.
Nice.
Good shots from Prophecy there. He is ACS 76.
1-0.
He likes a sidekick, I think.
Yeah.
I say drop ball is going to be interesting here. This is going to be pretty scrappy.
Yeah.
In terms of as far as a 1v1 goes.
Drop ball definitely lasts the sidekick shots. This is the prime time right here.
Tied 1-1.
What's up? Don't really like him throwing the sticky too early there. I feel like
I know, especially when there's only one.
Yeah. Gotta keep your utility a little bit longer. You don't want to just instantly use it.
I agree. I think the chance of that thing hitting is statistically so low that you gotta hang on to that.
Yeah. You're right here, grenade. Nate needs to go for the trade.
Wow.
Trade.
So I guess they both get +1 actually when they trade.
Right.
Just to probably keep the game mode moving.
Oh,
Shots.
Gloriously, 1 kill away.
Match point.
And the grenade.
There you go. Good job, Wall. Nate actually did do something this time, to be fair. Gotta give him a little bit of credit.
I was just saying, I think I saw one come in.
So, pressure is on. This is definitely a hill that I don't think is going to be played. They're just going to play for the kills. The hill's in a very bad spot.
Yeah, really bad. Agree. I played it yesterday. There's no point in being there at all.
It does look like there was a spawn, like a power-up spawn down there, so I'm not sure what he had. Maybe a camo? No, it was a hammer. Hammer doesn't help you from down there, though. So, congrats to Ferguson.
Ferguson takes it.
There you go. A little bit of smile there on the main stage knows that he pretty much had that in his pocket. It got a little bit nixy in one of the games. It seems like it once again he's like, yeah, we're not doing that again. I will take this round this time. But congratulations to Florius Lee. I don't think any of us are really surprised there. Like you said, he's been around for a long time. He's a name I think we all recognise.
Yeah.
I think especially yesterday, watching some of the 1v1s happen, I think a lot of people are like, damn, okay, he's in it. Okay, great,
Yeah.
that's perfect. But there we go, he does it. Fantastic stuff. And I've got to say, a little bit of a colour caster coming out of you, Lucid. You were fantastic, man.
Now, who's the other team that Ravens playing? I mean, yeah, the Ravens. Oh, what you watching? Oh. Okay. The Mustangs are up. 34-26.
Number between 1 or 2, and I'm gonna let you know. You gotta master himself. We gonna bring Bound to this. JOC playing a long.
But Bound, of course, does not want to lose on the main stage. on the main broadcast at the World Championships. You know what I'm saying? There's still something to be said here, even though this is a friendly 1v1, actually for quite a bit of money, but still a friendly 1v1. Val's not going to want to go down easy.
You don't want to start losing on the main stage.
No, exactly.
Exactly. You want to win on the main stage if you're going to be playing on there today, which certainly Bound is alongside his teammates in Space Station. How do you feel about the game, though? I thought it was a bunch of fun to watch. One of the things I love about it is as soon as a round finishes, you're straight into the next. So if you want to jump on, play some 1v1, or even warm up to go into ranks, one of those playlists that I think is a really good opportunity to showcase your skills on a few different, get comfortable with a few different guns, a few different angles, a few different weapons. I think it really does offer a lot. I've been really impressed with what I've seen.
Yeah, it's really cool. Also, I love the idea of familiar kind of battlegrounds. To be honest, I have dreamed of something where you can play kind of isolated scenario gameplay, if you will. Back since releasing Halo 2, I always used to think it'd be so cool if you could simulate something like 2v2 sniper breaks, where you could just kind of do the same thing over and over and over again, repeat the same battle. Of course, before tools like Forge, you really couldn't do something like that. But I've dreamed of the idea that you could just, even in a lockout 1v1, a Guardian 1v1, imagine if you could just repeat a sniper push, a blue push, a gold push, over and over and over again, just to simulate it. You kind of get a bit of that in this game.
Yeah, you get some iconic battles, right? I mean, you talk about the Halo 2 ones, you think you're playing with a lockout, right? One of you spawns Snipe Tower, one of you spawns B3. It's like, you're going to take that fight more often than not when you're playing lockout. So if you can get some reps on that, just find out how to, quick zoom in, go in and out of scope, and make sure you lock back onto your opponents. We're seeing a little bit of Collie as well. So obviously very exciting for everybody.
Near and dear to our hearts.
Exactly. So some of those famous battles, just recreate some of those famous moments, of course, from the Halo Championship Series back on Halo 5 as well, with some of those battles that you do see going down. If we were to 1v1, what map would you choose?
Oh wait, any Halo? Or
I think just any Halo. Like, what would you want?
I always want my 1v1 to happen on lockout.
Lockout? Oh, what fight in particular? You could pick one.
Oh, I mean, why not? I mean, like you said, it's B3 or B2 versus S2, S3. Yeah, it's just, give me that battle every day of the week. That's, I will never tire of it. In the words of Max Hoberman, when I see lockout, I can always get on the sticks and play.
I think I'd go Pit. Green to green.
Pit's good.
Green to green is like such a pivotal battle. So many.
How much Pit Flag 1v1 have you played?
Not enough.
We talked about Pit Flag?
No, not enough.
Go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from the last game as well. Just in case you're just joining us, welcome to the Halo World Championship. You're checking out the show match here. Before we kick things off in the 4v4 arena, this is a 1v1 showdown show match from the Combat Workshop. Nice little QT that's coming in there gloriously. Also fantastic, bizarre Valk work from him with Stalker. It was deadly, to say the very least. Finish things off with the sword as well. A little bit of subtle body disrespect.
Subtle. Like I say, just a little kind of feathering, loving touch.
Just the look. Piece as well.
And there's so many of these battles, like I say, they're so iconic. Like, how many times have we seen Frosty at the top of Coliseum here on the sniper side trying to defend someone coming up through the cuts? Like, all of these fights are fights that you will be recreating in-game in the 4v4 scenario. And that's my favourite thing that I've seen about it. I mean, like you said, it's familiar battlegrounds, but it's also the familiar angles and familiar distance on a lot of these fights that are the pivotal ones that you will take more than once when you're playing these maps in 4v4. So I think it's a really good kind of, like I say, not just a warm-up, but an entry to what to expect when you get into those moments. And also I think everybody, all of a sudden, when I jump back into the rank playlist now, is going to be really good at certain fights. I'm going to find that out very quickly unless I jump into some 1v1 beforehand.
That's true, actually, yeah. I agree. And also cool, like we said, just to be able to simulate, whether you're warming up, whether you're just simulating kind of important battles, even like we're talking about Tom Eddie, as you saw in Argyle, that's just a battle. Obviously, the starting weapon that you get is going to change that up a bit, or in the words of Lucid, make things a bit mixy. But still a lot of fun to watch. And also just the fact that you don't know what you're going to get utility-wise, the fact that you don't know which nade you'll get. We saw some interesting ones, of course, that Bizarre with a Stalker, as well as a drop shield, as well as the Spike, who's kind of year one nightmare fuel coming in.
Somewhere in the 1v1 Ryan who's still there with shotgun.
Yes, yeah, without a doubt.
It should feel like I forged him into the map.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, excited to see exactly what these players are going to get, because keep in mind, even if whatever happens in, say, we saw a Commando QT round, which is a pretty competitive round, you never know if you're going to get just a plastic pistol, as we said on the disc, a plastic pistol Ravager round in the second one. So we'll have to see exactly what this one holds, but it certainly is pretty exciting to have this much cash on the line between these two players.
Yeah, it just seriouses it up a little bit more, doesn't it? Furiously. I'm going to struggle, I'm sorry, furiously.
The L's hard.
The accent is really struggling to get around that one.
It really is a tough one with the Axel one.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's slower every time.
Easier.
Not every time, I'm going to get progressively slower, but furiously.
It's tough, out of an English accent.
It really is. You want to try it in an English accent?
No. because that would mess up both, which is not good for anyone.
You could offend not just one person, but the entire nation.
Which I actually have done quite a bit.
Which you've been doing recently, quite well in recent times, actually.
Too many nations are on that list. As you saw, each time we play, if you do capture the hill, you will actually end the entire round. So you saw those mini rounds within each round, if you will. As we said, Russian nesting dolls of rounds here.
I like that from you, by the way.
You like that?
Very specific.
That's kind of what it feels like, doesn't it? It feels like you're like, how many rounds? What round are we in? You're like, I got the first kill. It's like, okay, the first kill in which round?
Up, they got up.
Yeah,
round 6.
Yeah, each time I need you to do that. So I got the first kill.
Yep.
In the first round, but I have to win. I have to get 5 kills in this round before I can win the entirety of the round.
Hold on. Look, I got dry lips now.
And then I've got to win 2 out of 3 of them.
I'm struggling. Can't do it. Hold on, let's try this one. There we go.
But don't worry, don't you get
Sound
caught
effects will be in game.
Don't you get caught up on that. We will walk you through it as we walk through this entire 1v1 showdown. 1 kill at a time, 1 hill at a time, and of course 1 set of rounds at a time as we get into this. Also want to welcome you along, whether you're in the arena here in Seattle, Washington, getting ready for day number 2, or maybe joining from home. Maybe you got some tabs open, you're getting ready for the Halo World Championship.
Big day of action.
4v4 to kick off today. We thank you for tuning in early for the 1v1 showdown. Just a little bit of a fun warm-up before we get into the seriousness of the day.
Yeah, the table setup, I think is the best way to put it.
A moose boosh.
You're flying today.
Excuse you.
I don't know what that means.
Just a bit of a taster from the chefs in the back here at the Halo World Championship.
Music bush.
Very amusing bush. Speaking of bush, this man's wearing his bush gear, his finest SSG gear from the bush. By the way, how about SSG's jerseys here, huh?
Yeah, they're really, really good.
All collection.
They're really, really sick. Goldboy wanted to grab one yesterday.
He stole one, I think.
Haven't seen him since.
Hard to spot, but I'm not surprised Golden Boy stole one. Everyone else is kind of going by the SSG booth, supporting New York, and Golden Boy's just stealing jerseys. It's kind of what we've grown accustomed to, but we have to say, big shout out to the fall collection here for Space Station. Be wearing it all weekend long.
It will be. Fresh shirts every day there, I will say. I didn't have confirmation on that, but I'm presuming. Bounce a clean guy.
They got
Great hygiene.
They got fresh shirts for that.
I mean, look at it. Hydrated already.
It's ready to go.
By the way, I need to talk about Furiously chain. That thing is shining. Shining.
People are saying, are we sure we need to give this guy an extra $1,000?
Actually,
Really got it right
for himself.
He's got this covered, clearly. Man, it's iced out.
If Ben wins this, he'll just throw the chain down and be like, again. We'll play for the chain.
Also want to shout out to everyone. We've got a bunch of side stations and side tournaments going on. The free-for-all, I know, is heating up. We had a bunch of people asking us where the free-for-all is happening. It is, of course, over in the open tournament area. That is going to be spicy. Also, shout out to everyone who swung by the Rebellion booth this weekend. They've got the classic Halo 2 and Halo 1 set up there. Not just that, but they've just got an amazing 1990s and early 2000s living room set up as well.
Well, let's talk about what we're going to see a little bit later today as well, when we get to the end of our 1v1 show match, because this is the main event, so to speak, of today, and this is a big day of action. You look at that winners bracket that's coming up. I mean, pick your poison when it comes to these matches, because we can talk through them for a few moments while these players get settled on stage and ready to go. Space Station versus Quadrant, and it's an that's got a story in itself, right? Because Quadrant, I would say, a little bit undercooked coming into this event. They didn't really have much of an opportunity to play, but yesterday they looked really, really good. They obviously lost to Optic Gaming, but some really close games in there. They won the other 2, and just looked like they were playing with some good momentum. Now, the one team they've always struggled historically with is Space Station. Well, we always say the Halo World Championship throws up some surprises, so that could be a very, very interesting one. And then you're looking at FaZe Cloud9, by the way. FaZe Cloud9, that looks like a tough one on both sides as we take a look at some of the awesome booths, awesome merch that is going down.
Shout out to the SSG crew. SSG homies always hold it down at the booth. If you're somehow in the arena and you haven't been over to the SSG booth yet, you get over there.
You actually worked that booth for about 10 minutes once.
Actually, I did.
Just filled in.
I've held it down when I need to at the SSG booth. Let's take a look here at the KED leaderboard. First time on day number 2. Everything so far. Legend at the top right now on SSG with a 1.49 overall. Wow, incredible.
Amazing stats. And let's talk about the performance we saw from yesterday in that oddball, right? There was a moment where I think he was 17-1.
Yes, there literally was.
It's 17-1. He started the game with a killing frenzy. Absolutely insane.
Slowest, most patient, brutal killing frenzy you could imagine as well. Just cannot wait to see what he and the rest of the team do. You also saw 2 players from FaZe, 2 players from Optic on that KD leaderboard, so a lot of Halo yet to come. course, also got to give a huge shout out to everyone from across the Halo community here at the World Championships. Of course, an unbelievable cosplay
Master
presence
Chief.
here at the World Championships. There always is, whether it's 405th members or otherwise. Just unbelievable suits of armor, as well as weapons here on this match.
Well, as we prepare to write a little bit more history today at the Halo World Championships, let's take a look back on the last 10 years of the Halo Championship Series and remind ourselves of some of the big moments that have got us to this moment.
Alright.
Flank. Did he read it right? He did. Has to clutch up alone. He's not taking much damage here, but there's 3 players closing it. 4. Cloud9 is here, and they're showing up in a big way. Your scoreboard, 84 to 90. Cloud9 could steal it and close this one out right here. And Trippy's going for a long flank, but he doesn't know which side it's going to be. Trippy has now been stepped out, knows that he's over towards the garage side, so Renegade's going to run this over towards tower, going to run it over into Trippy, who met him up towards top center. This game is neck and neck, 91-99. You cannot drop the ball. We're off to gonna get these 2 seconds, 1 second. That's gonna be Optic bringing this to a game 5.
Oh wow.
Only 1 point away as Cloud9 were panicking, trying to finish off that last point, and we see the crowd.
SSG are going to be forced to push the envelope. They're going to have to be the ones to make the play. Bound just wants to lie in the face, and he does.
And now SSG know. They know where the rest of Optic Gaming are, and look at this, they're beginning to close the gap. Bound can be on one side, the rest of the teammates on the other. 40 seconds, and they're beginning to push into pipes. Big kill from Trippy though, but it's 49-49.
A one-kill game. Legend could be the difference maker. They're all tied up. It's a tie.
Ah.
50 to 50. Unprecedented.
It's that close, you can't even split them in a Slayer, as it means we reset the whole damn thing. Unions off the pit are ready to go, and everybody here in Orlando at home, good news for you, it's capture the flag as well. I cannot wait, and we are underway onto the pit. It's like taking me back to 2010 Orlando, and already nades being thrown across the map, and that overshield being contested.
This is one of those new areas we were talking about, right? Snipedown's got the sniper rifle. Neighbour's also got up the other side, so maybe we're going to see our first sniper battle of the day. Neighbour just peeking around S2 at the moment, snipe down on the training. And Dan, I'm going to beat you to it. We had a little bet on this. I'm going to say it. You might think about jumping up top banana. I've got to hit first. There we go.
Doesn't count as a banana anymore.
It's banana, man.
Needs to change. As there we go. Already the sniper making a big difference. And Snipedown just checking to see no one's going to be contesting from S2.
Look at that hysteria with a repulsor jump up and snipe down. Just looks at home. Not just at this event. We talked about his performance on E United, but on this map, the man knows every single
So Optic tied up 1-1 Rebellion. They tried as they might to stop Optic in Tram, but they just couldn't do the job. And now Formal, as the Bulldog gets the double kill, and they are pushing aggressively as it's a triple now for Formal. He wants more! Give it to him!
Formal. It's the kill-tacular. The man's on an absolute tear.
That's one way to stop any sort of confidence coming out of Rebellion. They would have seen it in the kill feed, and they will hear the crowd getting loud as Optic want to finish this in 3 and start to think about Saturday.
as the action starts to pick up between the two squads.
Look at this. Lots of guns firing. No kills on the board just yet, though. Overshield grab for FaZe.
And they ran for the rockets as well. This is brilliant for FaZe. They get all the power you can ask for. And now SSG in trouble. Renegade flies forward. The trade comes in, though.
Should not have traded down. Goes out 47-47 here.
Oh, they're up to the grenade from Snake 5.
What a hero play. 2 dead. 1 player still on green.
Eco goes down. FaZe from the ashes here. Just need 1 kill.
Pig was in trouble. He's in the needle pit. Somehow stays alive. Takes him down. Snake Fight is the man to do the job.
They will just jump on you as that team shot is so difficult to play against. And jaKE may be starting to heat up.
No! jaKE! Wobbling them wings. It's an overkill.
That's the jaKE that we've seen throughout the European Super. That's why he's taken the plaudits of this quadrant roster. It was all SLG back in the day, but jaKE has got better and better and is one of the best players in Europe right now. And that's exactly what quadrant needed. Triple kill on the other side for SLG.
Happening! When you need to turn up big,
Momo with the rocket launcher.
I've had a good chills watching that. It's so crazy to think about some of the amazing and magical moments we've had in the Halo Championship Series in Halo Infinite. I gotta ask you, dude, what's your favourite one? What's the one that jumps into your mind first?
In Halo Infinite?
Yeah.
Gotta be, I would say, man, probably Optics World Championship is one that really rings out with what they were able to do. Of course, you kind of stack up the World Championships phase. Of course, last year, the defending. Yeah, for me, it's the World Championship moments because of what leads to them, right? They have this special weight that you and I tend to talk about, and there's so much that has led to those moments. There's so much more than a game Sled and Slayer when you get to those. What about you?
I gotta say, man, I've been so proud of the European rise. For my whole career, Europe has always been a footnote, right? And so now it is a team, not just a team, but a continent which is respected by the best teams in the world. You have a player who has ascended, and I think the legend story in general is it's mind-blowing. You saw how much it meant to him yesterday, but that's how much it means to every single European player. And I think every single international player that watches him perform and achieve all these amazing things, Europe has stepped up. We are now event winners, which is crazy to say. Quadrants run where they were breaking records. I completely forgot, by the way, at the end of that chick overkill, the SMG follows it up with the immediate overkill.
Yeah.
So like all these moments just get forgotten about. You forget about, and it's wonderful to just look back on some of the years that we've had at Halo, and some of those moments, and plenty more to come. We're on Saturday, the Halo World Champs.
Say there's so much more, not just in terms of all of Halo Infinite with yesterday's announcements, of course, but just so much more simply here this weekend, right? Today on day number 2 as well.
Yeah, we'll take a look around the venue as well. You can see some of the free play stations. You can see a lot of players having a lot of fun on Halo Infinite, playing a few games, probably testing out the 1v1 mode as well that they're going to have access to. See the Sentinels booth in the background there. There's so much merch to grab, by the way, and so much of it is like Halo WC specific, exclusive. So if you have the opportunity to walk around some of these booths, support some of the orgs that you've been watching, support their teams all year long, please go and have a look at some of the awesome stuff that you can pick up. Also take a little look at the warm-up area. You can see all the players and teams, very cozy to get the backstage. You saw a Formula 1 Optic Gaming watching just behind them as well. So 1v1 leaderboard. Cool boy Johnny and Grizzly the Smith, shout out to you and your fantastic gamer tags.
Yeah, fantastic gamer tag. We'll see what there. As you can see, a fresh leaderboard in the 1v1 showdown section because yesterday's matches are completed. Keep an eye on that booth, of course. But as we said earlier, not only do you have the featured station over in the open tournament area, you've got the free-for-all going on today. I know there's a lot of hype around that. It goes without saying, it's always been the case since the days of Halo 1, but if you want to make a name for yourself in this scene, you can do it in the 1v1 booth. Players like Furiously, and if you go way wider as well, right? Players like Pistola, players like Strongside, the way that they burst onto the scene is free-for-all. That's why the free-for-all area today is absolutely packed. It is mobbed. And cannot wait to see which players emerge victorious from the free-for-all booth, as well as all of our side tournaments here. Halo 3, Halo 2, Halo 1, everything going down.
Yeah, it's certainly, you're not going to find struggle to find stuff to do. And this before the Halo even kicks off, we kind of joked. We were talking about things before this tournament. It's like, by the way, there's some Halo going on as well. Yeah, it's a World Championship that's going on as well. And these are some of the teams backstage warming up. Let me tell you, I think the first player I saw in the venue this morning was Frosty. He was there warming up, getting ready on the phase side. Everybody, of course, now is in the building warming up. A few scrims going down. You can imagine a few 2v2s going down. Shopify Rebellion, we're looking to go on further than they have so far this year and get to that Sunday and really make a run. And they've got an opportunity in this upper bracket today. We're watching them and see what they're doing.
By the way, they cannot. Just take a look at the Halo Collector booth as well. Shout out to all of our community presence here. The Halo Collector crew. Great to have them here at the Halo World Championship as well. But I was going to say, Shopify Rebellion, they're getting ready for a combat esports. I was talking to Bound and Lucid, and no one can take them lightly. I think the way that Bound and Lucid said it was like, those guys want it so bad. Yeah, you see it in their games. Don't forget, they almost went 3-0 in their pool.
But the crazy thing is, we talked about, you quite brilliantly mentioned yesterday, I think in the first game we casted, as we kicked off the Halo World Championship, this is the first time when we felt like every team has a story behind them. Every player has a story behind them. And this is a team, players from South America who have come together, who have always been in the shadow of Tapping buttons. Now they've had a chance with Tapping moving away to kind of spread their wings and make a name for themselves, right? And that's exactly what they are doing. Not only did they qualify for the Halo World Championships back in SLC, but now they find themselves being taken very, very seriously by some of the big teams. Like you mentioned, almost went 3-0, almost won their pool, which would have been absolutely incredible, not just for them, not just for the tournament, but for the region as a whole, to show that they can perform at that level.
You might even say they should have won their group, right? Let's not forget, they were leading phase at the midpoint in game number 5. Wild Scenes, keep a very close eye on them, of course. Also, big shout out everything you're seeing here. You've got the Gamers Outreach booth, SSG booth right in front of you, front and center, of course, flanked by Hotel Overnight is in the building. Also, at the Halo Gear and Xbox Gear booth, you've got some amazing exclusives. Halo 2 Classic hoodies, Halo 2 cover art tees. Also, big shout out to Hook, Snipe Down, and Midwin joining us here in the Native Gaming booth. Fantastic to have them on the scene. Legends of the game, it goes without saying. Also, let's not forget, teammates as well.
Yeah, certainly were. Certainly had some success together as well back in 2016. Say now, which is correct in my estimation. So, a fantastic group of people. Go and say hello to them. Make sure you get some stuff signed by those 3 legends of the scene. As we see a couple of photos, we take family photos, some
photo ops.
What do you love to see?
Photo ops at the Armory. What more do you need at the Halo World Championship, huh? Day number 2. Grab some rifles, grab some shotguns with the family. Get some photos taken. Props, of course, make no mistake. Also, as I mentioned, the Halo 2 gear at the Xbox and Halo Gear booth. This is beautiful stuff. I mean, just so well thoughtfully designed. You've got the H2 Classic logo hoodie from the steel case. You've got the cover art as well as the gold hat, not the drop, E3 kind of drop art as well. Also, the Shopify Rebellion booth, this is the one we were talking about.
Yeah, this is the one where...
This is the living room setup.
As you can see here, this is exactly where Jersey cheated and screenwatched against me for
you can
a good 30 minutes.
You can just imagine looking at this setup, Jersey would be...
I had to almost get the cardboard out.
And he would be cheating. Yeah, and he would be cheating. I'm not surprised. I gotta say, shout out to anyone who's ever... I love that play from you. Who's ever blocked a horizontal... Because you would never do it with vertical. You never play vertical. Who's ever blocked a horizontal split by using either sheets or cardboard.
Yep.
And someone watches over the top.
Yep.
And someone watches...
As it drapes upon their head.
Yeah. And
It's like
someone
you're in your
watches
little cave.
underneath the bottom. That is... If you've done that, that is vintage, big respect to blocking the screen watching on the OG setup. Shout out to Shopify, though. We love the booth. We love the presence here. It's been great to have you here.
I'm going to get back on that booth a little bit later, and I'm bringing...
We'd love to run some more here.
I'm going to bring the duvet from the hotel.
So I'm just kind of cozy. By the way, that couch we talked about. Also, shout out to our friends at LPT are in the building. Fantastic to have them here. Eli Ninja, Louis VT, Tools, as well as Active here. Great to have them. Also, I think we got, of course, we got
Alex over there.
Alia, we got 99, we got the entire LVT crew here. It's great to have them here with us, providing essential coverage at the Halo World Championship. And this Takowski, it's Moment Takowski here. It's by the way, fantastic to have him so close by.
That's what
Especially because normally they're on the other side of the venue, but this time we got our LVT homies
And everything. It's great.
right near us. We can actually wave to them right now. I think they're actually making fun of us, if I'm not mistaken. Active is laughing pretty heavy at me, which I'm not actually too comfortable with. Also, the Warhog.
That's what you actually drove across
Yeah, that's how I got here.
the sea.
Yeah, that's how I got here.
Amphibious.
It's amphibious. I was going to use the same exact word, and I'm so glad you did. Don't forget also swing over by the photo booth area. Grab some photos and some of your favorite Halo settings. And you can hold the Nerf Halo rifle too. Not the entire venue. No, the community stage.
We haven't even mentioned the community stage.
The community
Something's
stage.
going on over there, Eddie.
Okay, there's a lot of cool stuff going on.
Sketch is holding it down.
He is. I've been catching up with Sketch and Uni, as well as Alex, as well as Grim, as well as Ron. A lot going on at the community stage. Unsurprisingly, that's been packed all weekend as well. A lot of really cool stuff. By the way, you can play. You're going to be able to see a bunch of demos. The Halo 2 demo they're going to be showing off. That's actually playable. Crazy.
Halo 2 demo is...
So cool. You got some nerdy stuff here in the middle. And if you are a fan of any piece of this franchise, which we know many of you are fans broadly of so many pieces of this franchise, but you will find not just something to do in this room, but many things to do. An entire weekend of stuff to do here at the Halo World Championship.
I want to kind of talk about some of that video that we saw, the 10 years of the HCS. I just want to quickly go back to that, because there's a few things that I forgot about as we are moments away, by the way, from seeing our 1v1 kickoff. There's one thing that I forgot about completely. Remember Formal? It was on Space Station, and the whole thing that happened with World 2, and then Formal steps in, leaves Space Station last second, joins what was then Centaurs.
Wild scenes.
The last second? I love that kind of stuff. The drama.
I was just saying this.
Formal reintroduces himself.
With over 2 decades now in competitive Halo, we've had no shortage of drama. And speaking of drama, we've got a 1v1 that we got to get back into here. The 1v1 showdown is about to get underway here. As we said, Furiously was the 1v1 champion from the amateur bracket yesterday. He's now facing off against Bound. We're always going to be watching Furiously's POV here, just for reference. See what he can do, and he does get the first kill.
That's the first kill. be playing. Trying to work out a little bit bizarre. Start off.
Also, gotta talk about the loadout.
Bounce out.
Bounce off the map. Okay.
I don't know how Bound did that.
Bounce off the map, and we now
Shame
have
we
a
don't-
100 to negative 100 start.
Oh,
Wait a minute. This don't look good.
psychological warfare from
This don't
Bound.
look good. Wait, he's
Presenting the back for the back smack.
We're hearing the Bounce having a resolution issue, which you could interpret as a monitor resolution issue, or you could just interpret it a lot of ways.
Maybe
He
he
needs a
just
resolution.
Maybe he just remembered his New Year's resolution.
He needs some type of resolution, and we're hoping that we find that resolution, whether it be monitor-based, maybe pixel-based, or just some type of resolution to his problem.
Yeah, I agree. Spirit got you about if you need to talk with him.
Whatever it might be. By the way, great-looking Halo Championship stage here. Right now, decked, of course, out in the 1v1 showdown. Look, we, of course, will get back to your 4v4 programming later on today. Just in case you're just joining us, lots of Halo to come today.
Okay, let's go back to talk about some of those moments, right? Now you've had a few seconds to get the comms blurring and brain. I know it takes a few minutes to get them going these days.
A lot of time.
More caffeine. But what's another moment that jumps out to you?
In all of HCS or Infinite specific?
Specifically.
Infinite specific. Let's see. Man. A lot of things. How about also, let's not forget, Native Gaming with an unfortunate early exit here at the Halo World Championship. But how about the Native Red run? Wow. Yeah. Talk about the loot. Again, top 3. Yeah. Crazy World Championships. I mean, unbelievable the way that they tore apart that bracket just through the elimination side. Absolutely
The
dunking.
crazy thing that just jumped into my mind, start of Infinite, we didn't know what this guy looked like.
That is crazy to think about.
Think about that, right?
What
Talk about the rise of Legend. Let's talk about the rise of Bound.
How about the fact that both of them on the same team, right?
Yeah.
Look at the maturity of this scene, right? We talked about APG in his 18th season here. We talk about players like Ryan Newton. You talk about Lunchbox still on the stage. Then you look at SSG, and it's giving me chills just thinking about it. How about Bound and Legend? If we were to graph out their trajectories relative to the rest of the scene, right? These are hockey stick curves. What these guys have been able to do in such a short time in Halo Infinite. That's unbelievable.
FaZe winning the World Championship. Another ring. Yeah, it's flagship for some of those players. They're going to look. They're going to be desperate. I mean, it's been this season of FaZe. It's such a strange one.
For a lot of teams.
Such a strange one. I mean, they win in London. We're like, wow, this looks like an unbeatable team. This is the greatest team we've seen. Yep. Two most disappointing results, I think, certainly for Snake Light and Royalty through some time. Yeah, back to back. But when they come to the Halo World Champs, we know that they come different to the Halo World Championship. So we'll have to see what FaZe has in store. And of course, if they win this event, it'll be pretty good here.
It is wild to think about just how much ride on this event. Now, I mean, it's expected at the Halo World Championship, but it is wild to think about, even though SSG has their 3 wins, even though FaZe has had a rocky season comparatively, even though Optic has only placed 2nd, it is no exaggeration to say that whatever happens here will absolutely wipe that slate clean. And we will not remember SSG's 3 trophies prior to this. We will not remember the year that Optic got 2nd every event. We will not remember FaZe's rocky road. We will only remember who took this trophy. Even when we start next year, right, it's only going to be about who is the defending champ. And that's a lot of pressure on these teams because they've fought so hard. The highs and lows for so many of them. But it only comes down to this single weekend.
The Optic story is fascinating, isn't it? Have you ever had a result that hinges a season one way or the other more than Optic here at the Halo World Championships? If Optic win the Halo World Championships, you look back on this season, oh my god, what a season.
And it always, yeah.
What an incredible season.
Exactly.
Every single grand final and the Halo World Championship, they come 2nd. Or less.
Or even lower, exactly. It is wild to think about how you will look back and how the history of this year will be rewritten, right? It will be retroactively rewritten based on Worlds. It's just like you said, if they win, it's like, my God, think about the road they took to get here and how hard they worked. If they place, say, in the top 3 only, instead it's like, not the same Optic. And that almost feels unfair, but that's the stakes here at the Halo World Championship.
Come on back into it. We're here. 1v1 showdown will continue. Gloriously versus Bound. And good news, everybody. Bound. The boy's moving. He's sliding. And he's re-engaging on the pin. It's another... Every single battle with these 1v1s, by the way. You've just been there yourself. If you played these maps, you've been there. Gloriously going to get the first kill.
It's the first kill is up 1-0. So just to remind everyone, they're going to play for the first kill essentially. Yes, you can jump in the zone and try to capture it, but you can just tell by the pace of the game that it's going to be really unlikely. Look how slow that capture is at the top of your screen in the 1v1 showdown. Fleursy picks up the second one. Now he's up 2-0. And just to remind everyone, within these rounds, it's first to 5 kills or the first to capture the hill. That will earn you a tick on the bottom circles on the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a first to 3 wins.
Also, whoever wins this, $1,000 in the back pocket. So add that on as well. Bound gets off the mark, so he's going to have his first round on the board. Decided, by the way, it's rounds and sets. How do you feel about that?
Round and sets?
Yeah.
I'll let you,
want to stick with
I'll let you use the terms, but I'm with it.
Okay. Well, back on the bridge gives me early Halo 3 King of the Hill vibes.
Yep. Does. Game battle planner.
Yeah.
Am I right?
We're receiving some good damage here. Jumpy coming in from Bound. Goes for the trade, doesn't get it. It's furiously done. It's the headshot.
Gotta be careful with your trades too as well. Keep in mind, Lucid called it. You don't want to be trading just because it's going to be +1 for both sides, of course. So you really can't afford to be trading at this mark. It's 3-1. Oh, the QT! Oh, should have won it, but does not. Bound. Reversals. In the end, he takes him down. That brings the game to 3-2.
It's called Banana for reasons, because it's a little bit slippy up there. Back to Sword then. Over the next battle. First beat down. Oh, wait, we've got a sniper rifle in play, and he got absolutely
Brains him. On our screen, it looked like a melee, but you could just tell by the kill feed that was not what happened. We should also mention, of course, you do have weapons that do spawn throughout these rounds as well. We'll keep a close eye on that.
3-3. Bam got there quick. Did you see that? Bam was in Sword. Now he's this one.
I'll tell you what, QT just changes the way that this 1v1 showdown is played. First, they try to get an angle. Now just playing the courtyard, also playing the QT.
He's going to play a little bit of time here. This is smart. Remember, there is the QT here, but he has access. He's just expired on the side of Bound, so Bound's going to have to take the more traditional route. The question is, can he get there in time? We'll be able to contest. It's a trade.
Trade. 4-4 now. Next kill will win this set.
Classic pre-nades to the window. QT goes down. Was the QT timing good enough? Oh, Bound wins it in the end. Bound wins it. Huge QT.
Balin with Flursley, no reaction from him.
Lock in. Next round. Next set. I don't know what to call it. Next layer of the Russian dolls.
The round was won. And now we'll get ready to get into our next round here. And we're going to have, of course, a brand new loadout, a brand new map, and a brand new exchange. Flursley takes the first one here. He's up. But as you see on the scoreboard, Bound has now taken that first round, so he's earned that first tick of the circle. We're back to the bizarre loadout. And it's also a bizarre loadout.
2-0. There's some experience on the side here of Fluriously when it comes to particular weapon by the looks of things.
Oh my gosh. Wow. 2 taps him. Look at Bound's reaction.
Bound's now learning the
Bound gets
evidence in the game.
Absolutely 2 tapped. Bound did mention that whenever he played this game against Legend, he got a lot of weapons he was not familiar using just because they're not in the competitive 4v4 set. Good damage.
I mean, this could be over pretty quickly. Bound's looking forward to getting back to single shot weapons, I think.
Yeah. Should mention as well, you got kind of different, see the sensor active indicator. Should be an easy one. Yes, indeed. It's a killing spree in the round. And just like that, Fluriously takes it and he ties this up in 2 rounds. So now 1 round apiece for them. Let's see what round number 3 holds.
Could you say about it? Oh, we got a shock rifle. Okay.
Brand new terms on this.
Fluriously hits the body. Oh, it's a purely electrified round. But I love this. Shock rifle, and we got shock bangs.
Yeah, I like this. Repulse as well. So this one's going to be interesting. Pretty scrappy. Oh! Bound. Nasty kill coming in there for him. They'll take the first kill at the first set of our 3rd round. Get better. Oh my god.
The trampoline-based round. Highly sprung. Ooh, that's another repulse. This is the most fun round we've seen so far.
This is the best round.
The repulse shock.
Not just in this set. This is the best round I've seen of this game type. This is the fun.
Now things get a little bit more trepidatious. Yeah, he will a little tiptoe around. Bound has stepped his toes into the hill. There's Bound.
Need to grapple now. And he's off.
Okay, I thought that round might be ending a little bit better. That was a little bit anticlimactic with the pulse off. I want to see some headshots. You know me. Thirsty for headshots. 3 repulses either side to work with here. Fluriously thinking about stepping in that hill. Quarter of it done. Steps out. There's the shock grenade. Fluriously lines it up. Doesn't connect, but Bound does this time around. And Bound with a more familiar weapon in his hand. He's looking a lot more comfortable here.
3-0 here. Bound answering back in a strong way. Ooh, I was just about to say I'm really enjoying the high gen hallway 1v1. That's fun to watch. Bound trying to get a little bit. Gloriously picked up a nice one, but in the end he gets repulsed off, so it's 4-1 in favor of Bound, and then one more kill to go.
On the go. Trying to get the info. Is that going to be enough to make this just one body shot? Furiously? No, got the shield back just in time. It's chipped away. We know that. The thing about the shock is you're so worried about just getting one tap yourself. Repulse comes in, beat down comes in. Furiously keeps it going.
Gave him a jolt. Furiously stays alive in this one, 4-2. A lot more work to do, and only 1:15 left.
Back into this.
My God, the reversal comes in. He makes it 4-3. Now only 1 kill away.
Furiously has recognised that if he just doesn't get repulsed off the map, he's got an opportunity here to tie this one up. Body shot, no headshot yet. Both players with their shields broken, but look at the progress on this hill. Bailey's going to have to challenge at some point. There he is. There's the beatdown.
Bound takes it, and
Okay.
Gotta mention, Furiously stepped up for just a second, so Bound actually got the hill reset during all of that as well. But Bound will take our second round. Now he leads 2-1.
Smell that $1,000 Bound. Judy. I can tell you what, pocket full of change.
Actually, it's quite inaccurate. It doesn't smell good. It's supposed to use second hand, as Dan Gaskin would say.
Yeah.
See if I can happen here.
Pulse rifle sidekick action. Okay, no trade. Bound wins that one.
Most of the
Bonk on the head with Mario style.
Pulse carbine, threat sensor, spike, and sidekick in play here. A whole lot of tools. But still fairly straight.
Bound do the best whack-a-mole impression. Just directly down. Oh, second we're sliding, we're trading.
Flair's going to be happy to trade there in the end, but still, that will still make sure that Bound has just the 1 point lead. His sensor goes down. That's going to give some extra info as well. Both players. Done by Furiously there.
Side up shot.
The extra shot
Battles
to the
apiece.
side.
Two battles apiece.
Very nicely done. Okay, a little slower here. I like that. A little more jiggle peeking. Just wants to make sure he gets the opening damage and doesn't give away anything. Keep in mind, Bound is up 2 rounds to 1. If Bound takes this round, he will win the entirety of the game. Very happy with that terms of these.
Hold on. We're starting to define our vocabulary. Which is quite something for us. Shields broken. I would say they're about equal health in this 1v1 right now.
Shot like
I'm back on either side. Nobody's really playing around this hill at the moment. It's just such a... The low hill is very difficult to play around. Knowing that your opponent can just get that high ground on you.
Oh, there's a sniper play, by the way. The snipe has been picked up.
Bound. He's got that snipe. He's going to challenge.
Somehow they trade?
3-3.
Somehow they
3 battles apiece have been won.
They traded in the feed, but I don't think they traded in points, if you notice. It was a 1 point difference, so I think actually the kill comes in and registers early before the trade might have. I could be completely wrong, but most importantly, it's 3-3.
Well, the hill progress here. Bound's going to have to challenge.
Let's go now.
Trade comes in.
4. Okay, this is huge.
This could be it. This could be it. Bound wins this one. It's be undone.
Furiously has to win this and cannot trade.
Spikes go in. Threat sensor follows. Master the jiggle peek. Bound. Good shot.
Should have it,
This
should
is
have it.
opportunity. Gets it. This is going in furiously.
Look at that exhale.
In the cash again.
See that exhale Furiously. He knew that he absolutely could not afford to let that one go into a trade, which means the next round will win. As you see, 2-2 on the board. This is perfect. And now we're here on the Argyle setup in the 1v1. They are tied 2 rounds apiece. The winner of these entire rounds, Furiously gets the first kill as well.
He gets the first one.
Will win not just the match, not just the pride, but also, of course, the cash prize. Here we go. It's going to be a heat wave, along with a spike and a threat sensor.
For being picked up here by that threat sensor. They're actually playing the hill here, and this is an interesting one, right? Because you've got that heat wave, you can wait for the drop, you can play those close quarter range a little bit more, but doesn't quite connect. Bound's going to challenge. Bound will win it.
By the way, how about it? You thought these were GA, they're only going to play with heat wave to start things off. So a little bit less heat wave.
See your
GA. Yeah, I see your GA, you're only going to play with these. This is scripted. Just kidding. Might be though. Furiously trying to connect. Man, just putting a slippery pickle on.
It's as slippery as the pickle. Oh, you barely saw Bound there. That's how the general people.
2-1 Bound. Let's see if anyone's pre-spiking. We saw a lot of grenades early on in the Argyle matchup. Instead, it's just going to be trying to get some info. That's the threat sensor of his body.
Pre-spiking sounds like a fencing term. The gardening one.
Bound running away. Players trying to
Look at a bounce shot.
Let's see, he's going to try to predict this route. This is getting dicey. Keep in mind, this hill, as we talked about with Lucid, this hill is really open, so you're not going to see a lot of hill play.
Damage.
Sword as well.
Oh, the sword. This is risky.
That's
This is risky.
He's going to do it.
He's gonna do it. Gonna go for it. No.
Trade.
Wow. Is that trade?
Trade.
Trade.
A bull true-ish, but still a trade. Can't say bull true.
Not sure this.
Good connection. Oh, Flurries.
Vertical, horizontal.
Yep, changing the dynamic. And one more.
Oh, he's gonna hit this one. He's gonna load. Oh, he gets it.
Somehow gets a cremation.
I was nervous for that one.
The cremation complete was a voice line. That seems particularly brutal.
That's it's graphic.
No wonder they cheated this thing. 3-3 here, 59 seconds left on the clock. Everything to play for still between these two. $1,000 on the line.
Good angle here from Furiously. Bound is, again, just so elusive. Got to use those audio cues to find out where he is. Doesn't get the beat out. Oh, turns it around though. Away. On away.
One away from the comeback. If he gets this
There's
one.
a little smile on his face.
Oh, yes.
Trying to keep it cool.
If he gets this one, that'll be it. Bound needs to get the kill to send us to a 5th round here.
The jiggliest of teams.
Free spike. Does not connect.
20 seconds left in the round.
One more sensor usage. Does he get info? Yes, he gets it.
A little bit of info there.
Big.
Bound's gonna peek.
Goes for the big shot.
Bounce this in here.
Keep on 10 seconds. 10 seconds left.
Bound! Bound!
8 seconds left. We don't know what happens when the time takes down to 0. We're about to find out.
What's inside of the final Russian door? We do not know. 1 second to go.
Next kill wins 3-minute overtime. How fitting. We get a 3-minute overtime. Next kill. It's 4-4 in the final round. Next kill wins.
Threat sensor goes down. Deep enough. Threat sensor goes down on the other side of the sword. Sword has just been picked up by Bound though. Furiously gets some good jump damage. Drops down to the hill. He's going to try and force. Bound's going to win it. Bound's going to win it. And the man only wins on that main stage. Furiously took the challenge. Bound accepted it, and Bound will come out on top. But that was fun, man. That was so matches of fun. Man, gotta give it up to Furiously though. An amazing force. Going down to the final kill, final battle. Love to see it.
Furiously with a chance to quadruple the prize money he earned yesterday from the 1v1 showdown open bracket, but instead Bound says no, denies it, and takes the $1,000 for himself. Still, though, as you said, we got to give a huge credit to Furiously, not just for what he did in the 1v1 showdown, but of course has made quite a name for himself in the competitive scene as well. It's great to have both him and Bound on the main stage. A fun little way to kick off day 2 here at the Halo World Championship.
Bound can take that winning spirit back to his team now, Space Station, as we get ready for some more serious business. A lot of action to come, and I think we're about ready to get into that action. How do you feel about that? Yeah. Let's go back to Lottie on the desk right now, because we got some big games coming your way today.
Thank you, fellas. Very well done, because that is, of course, a new load. Congratulations to Bound on the main stage. Nice little chunk of change this morning for him. He was like, yeah, I'll get a burly, warm up on the sticks a little bit, something fun, and take 1K home with me. I mean, not a bad morning's work from him, so congratulations, Bound and Flurries. I've got to say, he kept it very, very interesting, and I'm sure Bound on the edge of his seat at times as well, so GG's to you as well. Commiserations, but you will take home a bit of money as well. So amazing stuff. That was really fun. I'd love to see a new mode in action. Some popular players and some also extremely talented individuals as well. But we need to get back to the action, because there's a lot of stuff happening. I'm hearing cheers over on our side stations because we have a bunch of action. Optic actually just took game 1.
That makes a lot more sense when you hear the crowd over there.
Aqua CTF, I believe it was, but it was starting to get a little bit dicey at times. We do, of course, have a schedule for you guys to know exactly what's coming your way today. We've had our 1v1 showdown, and Bound will take that one by the end of it. And then coming up next on the main stage, Fate versus Cloud9 in our winners quarterfinals, the first round of our championship bracket. And then we're going to fill in the blanks for you guys. So as we go along and figure out who's falling where, who's going forward. We'll make sure we let you know exactly what matchups are coming your way for the rest of the day and into the evening. And then we have our bracket. So this is where all of our teams have ended up heading out of pool play into this bracket. And I gotta say, I'm really, not super surprised with some of the teams that we're seeing in here, but there are a couple who squeaked their way in. Akave Esports, ITV, who are right now going up against Optic Gaming, and they're also pushing them to the limit for sure. And then Quadrant finding themselves against Space Station. Some really, exciting surprises there. I think Quadrant, this is going to be a really tall order, for them with SSG. This is a really difficult match to find themselves in their first game of winners quarterfinals. That's a really tough round.
Yeah, it's super tough. I mean, SSG having won the last 2 events, that's probably the one team you didn't want to play, but if you're Quadrant, at least you get to play with kind of house money here in the winner's bracket. You beat Sentinels and earned the spot to lose twice before you're eliminated for the tournament. Now the bracket play has started, so give them your best shot. If you play like you did yesterday, you might have a chance if SSG come out a little cold, which they have done before. It wouldn't surprise me if that series is a little bit closer than we would expect.
Yeah, I've got to say, I think there is something to be said early on in the day, being able to kind of catch your opponent off guard and not having warmed up. We kind of saw that yesterday where we had FaZe going up against Akave Esports, and that's no disrespect to Akave, but, they were definitely a team coming into that 4th seed in their pool. You're expecting a little bit more out of FaZe. They're sleeping. Their alarm clocks clearly haven't gone off in time. So Akave Esports capitalized on that, but they're also doing pretty well. I think they've carried that momentum. They've carried that belief and confidence with what they gained from going up against FaZe, pushing them to the limit, getting up on them and having them on the back foot. You do learn an awful lot about your teammates and your confidence level and what you can do with that when you do push some of these Titans to the limit. Tony, how impressed are you with some of our wild cards, our dark horses of the competition?
I mean, I've been really impressed. Like I said, we gave a shout out to Akave Esports earlier, but there's been plenty of other teams like the Dark Insides beating out Native Gaming and doing their thing to make it into bracket play. Like, when I looked at that bracket, which was winner's side, it's definitely set up for the Big Four to make it through to the semis, but it's anyone's game.
We're going to red zone for a little bit while we get that main stage ready to go for our first round of the winners bracket. Optic Gaming, ITV, they're up 1 in the series right now on the green wall, but we're into Recharge Slay, and we'll see what ITV can do.
Shingo able to grab a hold of that camouflage is going to be huge as he tries to get behind Lucid. Big melee out of him, even though the teammate get rid of dead zone, but so quick to attack the tower side. 6-degree lead for Into the Breach.
The Into the Breach didn't expect 3 members of to be over there because you don't get the power curve that you really want with that camouflage right now. And as this game 2 goes underway, being down 1-0 against Optic Gaming, if Into the Breach want to create an upset of this magnitude, this Slayer is pivotal. You have to win the Slayers if you're the underdog in this series. Off to a good start, 8-3.
4-0 right now as Mighty's doing an assist. We're getting a good start out of him. And still has a couple of shots in this shot. He's going to navigate towards that tower side, tripping from across the map. Just barely getting over to the glass side. It's ITB now really starting to take some space.
I love this rotation by Mighty. He's going to relocate after he gets his location up. And look at that. A perfect shot on a dead zone. Not expecting him to be all the way towards Turbine right there. A beautiful pivot straight into pipes. Mighty's starting to pick up back-to-back kills. He started this game off 6-1-0.
Man might be 90 pounds soaking wet, but let me tell you, on the map, he is mighty strong. 6-0, trying to work his way onto a frenzy as Lucid. He's on the glass side.
Oh, that's
he slowed it down.
I love you.
I got you. I got you to break.
That was good. There's going to be a play of top class here. Mighty's now slowing it down, and I like this by ITV. You have map control. You have the favorable side. No camo coming up for a little bit now. Can you hold this pipe door by yourself? Are they watching each other's crosses perfectly? Because here comes Optic. You see this chip damage is what they're going to try to capitalize on. Lucid hits the door, and Mighty's takes him down. 7-1-0. Mighty's continuing this streak. It is going to be a 2-2 split, but you'll take that if you're into the breach.
At one point, you doubled the scoreline of the opposition, although Optics put their 8th kill on the board. ITV are doing absolutely phenomenal. It's on the backs of this man, Mighty, still working on that killing frenzy. As we notice Chick manning the long haul side. Look at the influence that ITV have on the map. It is locked down.
And look at the strategy. A beautiful job by Mighty's to run out of that first shock rifle ammo and to pivot all the way into pipes, hold that down until the next shock rifle is up. Now Mighty's in a perfect position to potentially continue the spree he is on with a shock rifle in hand.
Still waiting for the cross. He's going to switch places over towards Jimbo. Jimbo had a lot of responsibility over toward that A side. Give it to the hot man. Give it to Mighty's to be able to watch this perimeter with the shock and try to catch it off angle. Try to catch Optic off guard. This is a full tower side defense now. And he's looking to infiltrate and catches Trippy. But Trippy gets out with his life. Notices it's a bit more than he can chew here. So he's going to back out, play his life. I'm loving the way Mighty's playing. But he just got caught.
A risky play for Mighty's does not pay off. He can't get that first pick on the Trippy, and that was everything for Optic to be able to get enough damage to create some space here. They've been able to trade a couple of kills out, but more importantly, they are out of the back of Blue. They were stuck in a terrible position. Camo will be coming up in 16 seconds, and now Optic have a much better chance to compete for it.
18-12 leads to in favor of ITB right now, and notice how they're willing to slow the game down. They're willing to do what Optic do to so many. When you have that lead, dare your opposition to make a play, dare them to make a mistake, and they are ready to pounce. But off screen, it was Lucid that takes down Utsum. Deadzone going right at the Mighty's himself, and that's going to stop, or they slow down the defense for ITB. Here comes Chick.
Yeah, here comes Chick. Can he trade these kills out? This is a big kill on Blue Flat. He's able to trade it out. And Into the Breach will win that scenario. They will go up 7. Once again, a beautiful job by them. Camo, I believe, is burned. But that is a win if you're Into the Breach and you have the lead.
We're going to switch gears over towards Optic to find out what they're going to do to break the defenses of ITB. The gold side was banned, but they take down one. And now Utsum spawns over toward the back last side. So reinforcements going to continue to come here for ITB. But can Optic continue to knock them down like dominoes? A flank from Trippy, now a two-pronged attack. Optic Gaming started to move into their offense, only down by 2.
Into the Breach were stuck top red there, and they could not deal with Optic bait and switching perfectly. Optic have not dropped a kill. All of a sudden, what was once a 7-kill lead at 22-15 is now 23-23, and Deadzone has the shock rifle. Into the Breach, now for the first time, are on their back feet.
We saw what Mighty's and ITB can do with that shot right now. Looks like Lucid is going to get his turn with it. Plenty of ammo to work with. So the same way we saw ITB slow the game down is the same way that Optic are going to do to them. Off screen though, Former with the stick onto Mighty's. The angle from Lucid just barely missing out on that headshot. He's still going to get aggressive. ITB might be retreating here.
I like this by Lucid. He's going to try to relocate into Blue where his teammates are starting to push into White. But here comes Into the Breach, bottom mid. Lucid spots both. The shock rifle chain damage does so much to help him in that situation. He ego chows for the killing spree now. Lucid's starting to heat up. He was 1-3 to kick this game off. He is now 7-3-4.
27-24 lead. Optic have control, and now we get to see what ITB look like on their back foot. Jimbo just barely able to stay alive. It looks like ITB won a 3-man push out of the A side. They're trying to break out of their spawn, and back-to-back kills. Although Lucid was able to get the camouflage, can ITB hunt him down? He's on the low ground.
They need to pass on him faster than they were able to, and right now Lucid is going to be able to make a play here. Does mistake a frag for a plasma there. You can tell the way he bounced it. He thought that was going to be a frag grenade, but doesn't get that kill. He's going to slow it down and wait for reinforcements. Trippy finds the opening pick, and here comes Optic Gaming. We've seen this before, now up 5, and starting to continue the snowball of the control that this camo is bringing them.
Luckily, that camouflage does end up running out. Long range shot's going to connect Mighty's on the cross toward the longhouse side. Trippy chasing down gold players. That's a double out of Trippy over toward that gold side. And you see Lucid sees that as an opportunity to make sure that ITB do not spawn on the A side of the map. They want to trap it.
Yeah, Into the Breach is trapped all in pipes, as you can see from the observer mode. And this is Optic slowing it down, playing Optic style. Halo, you're up 7. They have the side of the map that can compete for camo stronger than the pipe side right now. Optic have no reason to push until they find enough damage or a pick. You will not see Optic move off of this position.
One thing I've noticed on the other side here for ITB is for the first time so far we're seeing to not have the best of games statistically. That aggressive play style, normally amazing for ITB. That damage that they played through, 5-13, not exactly where they want him to be, especially with how early this game is. He has to slow down those deaths.
And sometimes it happens like that on Recharge Slayer. We've seen even the best players fall short, and statistically on Recharge Slayer, it's just not your game. You're not able to pick off a lot of these kills. A lot of this mode comes down to watching each other's crosses, and unfortunately it doesn't seem like Utsum's being able to have the success we saw him have yesterday in ITB's run.
on the opposite side of things, Lucid only dying 4 times. You said it yesterday. Wanted to see Lucid playing at his best, but he and Formal are providing that firepower. They are dangerous. They are deadly to deal with. A huge stick now out of Lucid. He's covering everybody's back. He's involved in every single gunfight. ITB now down by quite a bit. They had so much control. Maybe Jimbo could change things around.
That stick was massive. It gave them man advantage to be able to compete for that camo. And even though that camo gets burned, Formal does so much damage with it and extends this lead back to 7 as they approach the 40 kill.
ITB widening their influence once again. They're not just happy with the A side. They're trying to force Optic back toward that gold side. We saw Optic trap them earlier in the gold side of the map. Maybe ITB can do the same to Optic Gaming.
You're going to need Mighties to make mighty plays here. Shock rifle in hand, but this pipe door push is going to hit him by surprise if he's not careful. He does throw a nade. Takes a tick of damage, but Optic tend not to push that. They don't even want to give Mighties the opportunity to get a few kills to make this a swingable game for Into the Breach right now. And I love how Optic are playing this. They are so comfortable in these situations, finding kills across the map, not giving Mighties anything. And the best chance you have with the shock rifle is hitting Formal as he's grappling across bottom middle. Good look. Hitting that one. It's a 3-man push into the breach, into pipes. They are able to take down Lucid. They are able to take down Trippy, but one is traded back. And these trades are so important, Tony, because now when you're past the 40 kill mark, every single kill that Optic get is a win condition in their favor.
ITB able to successfully breach into the gold side of the map, and now Optic forced over to spawn over toward that C side. Is this where ITB want them? Gold side of the map controlled here from Mighties, and now Lucid right back at that pivot. We saw them do that earlier in the game. Will it work out here for OG?
Can't hit it. Lucid makes him pay for it.
At one point we were talking about Mighties dropping a frenzy. Now 10-11, they really shut him down at Optic Gaming, prioritizing getting him off of the map onto their pushes here. But Wutung runs into the backpack of Formal. Formal has that camouflage. ITB, you are in trouble.
Yeah, every single camo feels like it's gone into Optic's hands, and ever since they've started getting these camos, the control of the map, even just the camo player being alive on the map somewhere, is creating Into the Breach, is forcing Into the Breach to huddle into these tight corridors, and that's where Optic shine bright. They continue to trade these kills, making Trippy finding another one, pushing this 46-38.
Big kills out of Optic Gaming. One squad wipe away from taking down ITB. Denso goes right after Jimbo and Trippy from across the map, raining down shots, forcing Mighties away from that angle. These shots are really tough for ITB to deal with. Jimbo thinks there's an opportunity to get arrested. He ends up getting taken down. Now with Optic Gaming, they only need 2 kills. Chick after Trippy. Lucid somehow stays alive.
Yeah, does he actually know Lucid's below these stairs? Lucid just trying to listen for anything, catch someone off guard, and they don't even check in. They're not able to spot him, and because of it, Lucid's able to do a ton of damage to these players. These players might not die at first, but the Optic Gaming reinforcements show up. They get that 50th kill, and because of it, Optic are able to take up a series lead 2-0.
Good job, lads. Good to hear you on the mics, Captain. We love to hear it. I've got to say, exciting stuff, though, from both sides, but I think Optic Gaming, they just know exactly what they intend to do and where they intend to do it. And I think, honestly, that's a big difference maker. You know, you look at Slayers often as a chance for the team who maybe are really trying to push a different level of team to the next, you know, kind of push and momentum and try and switch this series around. And in terms of the Slayers, if you are facing a team like Optic, I think that they just don't let you in on those chances, especially, you know, with their teamwork and their Slayer. If you know exactly how you want to manipulate that other team's spawns and the rotations around power weapons when you have a power weapon guarding each other, Optic do it so perfectly, almost picture perfect. So it's hard to get back into things, and I think that's where you often don't see some of these teams get back in against Optic Gaming. And I think for ITV, they would definitely challenge there.
Yeah, I think Recharge Slayer in and of itself is one that you see tend to slow down a ton. You're responsible for watching a lot of crosses and not really your own lane, as opposed to something like a live fire or an aqua Slayer. And I think that plays right into Optic's favor, because they know so much. They're so comfortable playing with each other that they, without communication, know to pick up these crosses, know their responsibilities in these situations. And when you play a team that doesn't have their P's and Q's nearly as tight, it's very clear in these moments where there's constructive pushes, Optic Gaming are going to have the upper hand, and it felt like just about every single time when the game slowed down, Optic started to come back, and then all of a sudden started to grow their lead. And for ITB, you needed to try and create some chaos there. Unfortunately, it's just very difficult on recharge because of how the map is laid out.
And that really is what surprised me, because when ITV did have that lead, did have control, it looked like they were trying to slow it down. They were trying to do what Optic Gaming do to so many other teams. They had the right game plan, but the execution is tough. I mean, Optic one of the best at slowing down that game, and maybe they knew exactly how to break the defense.
Well, I'll tell you what, we didn't get to talk about the FaZe versus Cloud9, but we're going to let the gameplay do the talking because they are far loud enough on that main stage. Day 2, FaZe versus Cloud9 starts right now.
It is winners quarterfinals time. FaZe Clan up against Cloud9. It's time to get back to business. And for these two teams, we really are into the thick of it, Dan.
We really are. It's the reigning, defending world champions to try and keep their territory hot here in Seattle. But they have had a few rocky moments so far this tournament, particularly against Akabe Esports and 3-2 in full play, but they were able to get over the finish line in championship form. But on the other side, Cloud9, again, it's been so close, yet so far from taking down some of these big teams, but they do find themselves in the winner's bracket. I think they'll be delighted with that.
That's important to note. There's been some warning signs, like you say, that Game 5 against Akabe Esports. Cloud9, more than capable of taking you to that Game 5. The issue that we do have, Dan, is Slayers have been a concern for Cloud9, and for FaZe, they have definitely not been.
FaZe are, without a doubt, the best Slayer team that we have in the league at the moment. It was the difference, actually, between the two teams last time they played against each other in both London and previously in the most recent. It has always been that Game 5. It's been a 3-2 in both scenarios. FaZe have been able to clutch up, and I think that may is going to be the worry for C9. But that has been the T9 story for the last few events, is we get to a Game 5 and then we lose it. If they see themselves on Slayer Solitude, really have to be worrying for them because FaZe have been so icy when it comes to those Game 5s.
And as you can see from the series layout, we go to Aquarius, capture the flag. Is going to be our game number 1. Dan, you've always got the stats. I know you've got something for me.
It's a relatively good chance for Cloud9 because we have seen FaZe start a little bit slow in this tournament so far, so I think there is always that worry that could happen on the main stage. And despite it used to being one of FaZe's best game types, this season they're actually struggled a little bit here and there when it comes to Aquarius CTF. So we'll have to see whether Cloud9 can use that as an advantage for them. This is how things have played out so far in the Halo World Championship 2024. FaZe have yet to drop a series, although they have dropped a couple of maps.
Those couple of maps going to Akabe Esports. So they have been taken to a Game 5 already, like we mentioned. And these two teams will be hoping to ride the road on the winner's side all the way to the grand finals. None more so than FaZe Clan, who are on the hunt for their 4th World Championship rings. Renegade looking for his 3rd, but those other 3 on the main stage, they are no stranger to a championship Sunday here in Seattle.
And I will be very excited when Recharge Slayer comes around because FaZe are still unbeaten on it throughout the entire season. They are 7-0, so that is going to be a tough task for Cloud9. But of course, that is going to be Game 2. Game 1 is still going to be Aquarius capture the flag. I always love starting on Aquarius. I think it sets the pace of a series very well. Is it going to be fast? Is it going to be frantic? Is it going to be scrappy? Or is it going to be a little bit more slow and methodical? There is only one way to find out. It's the Halo World Championship. It is Saturday, and it is the winners' quarterfinals.
The table is set for these two teams. Very different ambitions for Cloud9. It's bettering what they've done before, beating that top 12 placement, pushing themselves even further forward, being a thorn in the side of these top teams. For FaZe Clan, it's about carrying on the momentum, continuing that good form, beating teams like Cloud9, and showing a real statement of intent. Shields up, weapons hot, we're on board with Royal 2.
You really want to see FaZe playing at their very best in this series. If they are going to retain the Halo World Championship, they have to be breezing past teams like Cloud9, and they have started hot here. 3 are going to be down on the side of C9, and now FaZe can already start to apply some pressure here on Aquarius.
Royal 2's already made his way to the card 2. Shots go down, already laying siege to the Cloud9 base. Kills coming through. Snakebite will get another. 2 dead now. Manny and Suspector have to watch Sam and Septified try and stop this push. Unfortunately for FaZe Clan, 2 members of theirs go down as well. Snakebite hit putting down some long shots. World 2 will fall. So the spawns are up. This flag might have to be dropped for just a moment so they can do more damage.
Really terrifying angle that Snakebite's taken though. He's got the backstab potential, but they have been able to creep past and stop that flag for now. Cloud9 though may just get pinched here, as again, Snakebite still with an angle to do damage, but this flag should be returned.
Snakebite gets a killing spree. The flag does get returned. And all of a sudden Cloud9 are pushing one forward. Frosty's there in the front base. No shields to play with, but he doesn't care. Straight to the front base. Gets himself the return as well. This one starting off hot. FaZe with the early pressure. Cloud9 weathering the storm. The score remains 0-0.
One of those that if Snakebite is able to get that much damage and the rest of the team can clean up, it could have been such an easy cap as well. Just sadly, the C9 members were able to be sneaky enough to avoid his sightlines. It was a good early attempt from FaZe. It's going to be a shame they don't get that first flag on the board. C9, I think they'll be delighted they were able to weather that storm because it was a lot of early pressure.
The seas aren't going to get much easier. This will remain choppy for Cloud9. Particularly if FaZe Clan keep continuing to play the way they are here. Snakebite gets a pick. And he falls. Overshield for Renegade, and now they can start to piece together a push.
I was wondering if it was going to be fast, if it was going to be frantic. The game will slow down a little bit as Cloud9 try and work their way back into this one. Although Manny gets a big kill, and actually now they can see a flag potentially pulled on both sides here. Again, it's Snakebite that's going to be behind enemy lines.
The Snake is a slithering right now. Suspector receives a little bit of damage from range. He thought about going for that flag, but he was backed up ultimately. Shield's getting tanked away now. But he continues to play behind Cloud9 here. Continues to be an issue and a concern for them. They can't get comfortable. And as these two teams continue to jostle for position and figure each other out, they've got to keep tabs on Snakebite.
He's really annoying what he's doing at the moment because they want to take him out of their engine, they want to find him in their flag, but as soon as they turn their attention, they give up a lot of map presence. They give the possibility of FaZe just taking angles on them. So he is being a massive thorn in the side right now, and they are pretty much just ignoring him. They said actually it's not worth trying to go back, but now they have to focus because he's moving that flag.
Already made it to the halfway point as well. He stops and he waits for help. And in comes World 2 gets one. World 2 always ever present when it comes to damage. Snakebite really is one of the best players in the league when it comes to flag running. The speed in which he's able to go out. Renegade gets a double kill. I think FaZe Clan will take the lead.
Watch it back the last couple of minutes, analyse it, dissect it, because Snakebite has put on a masterclass of being able to control an enemy space and then move a flag accordingly. He's such a threat that they actually decided to ignore him and allow him the freedom to roam. Finally he'll go down. The FaZe do have that lead, and there's going to be another flag movement. You can see Frosty is very quick with it over on the car side.
Ignore Snakebite at your own peril. Frosty's pushing this one in. No damage being done to him. 2-0 as quick as you like.
And I love the structure I'm seeing from FaZe. This is very methodical. They are thinking about every flag run. It is not just being pulled willy-nilly. They're not just trying to force it across the map. Instead, they are gaining control. They are putting players in particular positions so this flag can move. And now Snakebite's going to continue it with the overshield. This is going to be 3 back-to-back flags from FaZe. This is incredible.
Putting on a capture flag clinic here on Aquarius.
Snakebite continues his reign of terror. Faced with 2 members of Cloud9, he's put down. Renegade will fall as well. So now an opportunity for Cloud9 to push forward. All 4 dead for FaZe Clan.
A lot to do. 7 minutes to try and get back into this game for Cloud9. And even though they were able to get 4 dead, they don't have the map presence. They don't have someone in a position like Snakebite was to be in that base and to get that flag pulled. So they have to work hard yet again to take a team fight hit.
Game 1 so far has been a real statement of intent. Putting other teams on notice. FaZe Clan appear to be doing right now. There's always criticisms of them starting slow. And looking to do that here. 4 dead though for a moment, so Sanctify has the opportunity to push the flag forward. He's made it pretty far as well. An opportunity to throw it up to his teammate if he needs to. Suspect he's going to catch it. Is he? No, he's not. A little fumble. A little moment of panic as well. Not going to cost them too much. They do register one on the board. Now the score, 3-1, Cloud9. Finally on the board.
Not going to cost them there, but on one side, you cannot afford to make those kind of mistakes against teams like FaZe. Had they been in a position to shut you down, that could have been so detrimental. They can't afford to do that as the tournament goes on. Here at the Halo World Championship, September does get stuck, and now FaZe will regain a little bit of map control, but you can see Renegade just waiting, hoping he can pounce, and suspect he's going to be the first one to walk into his trap.
Trap was sprung, the cheese was there. Now he can push forward. Sometimes playing a little bit ready and pay dividends. Now he gains a lot of control for his team, pushes forward, takes control of the opponent's engine. Gonna toss this flag out. Snakebite's got a double kill as well. Renegade's prioritizing staying alive. Perhaps backstabbing this player on the flag as well. And he's in trouble. World 2 doing a lot of damage. He backs away to the shrooms there. Sacrifice behind World 2 here. The overshield doing quite a lot to keep him alive here. Keep him nice and healthy for this next fight. Septify continues to make it a difficult task, which World 2 will finally jostle with. Septify and take him down. It's going to be a trade.
And Septify did really well there against an overshield as well. Did a lot of damage and was able to give him the ring around the rosies. But Renegade gets another kill. He's going to be another player who is going to now look to disrupt the base of Cloud9, but they will sniff him out. 18 kills at the moment for Renegade. Maybe he's going to be in Championship 4. It's hard to say. It's been such a strange year for FaZe, hasn't it? Because they, of course, had that win in London, and we were like, all right, yeah, no, FaZe, they're going to be the team. They're going to dominate. It's Bandit start. This is perfect for this squad. And then a few rocky performances in recent tournaments means that there was a lot of questions asked about would they be able to perform in the Halo World Championship. And then the most recent online tournament, they go on to win it, and they look like they are in the perfect form coming into this tournament.
When the pieces line up for FaZe Clan, they truly are a terrifying outfit. The only issue and concern, like you say rightfully, they've been a little bit inconsistent this season. At London Major, you've seen the best of what they can do. You see the good, the bad, and the ugly with FaZe Clan, and you might even see it all on the same day sometimes. But right now, Frosty, 18, 7, and 13. Renegade hitting 20 kills. If they're going to win championships, those 2 superstars need to find the floor, and they are doing so here and now.
This should be the 4th flag, and it's going to be the perfect toss. It is going to be 4-1 with 4 minutes left. They've just gone from bad to worse for Cloud9. Very unlikely they're going to have the minerals to get back into this game, and then it gets even worse when you look at that map 2 in this series layout as well. I think FaZe coming into this, they want to make a statement. They want to say to the likes of SSG, to the likes of Optic Gaming, Shopify, that we are here to play. There is not going to be any bum results this time. We'll see you in the winner's semi. We'll see you in the winner's final. We'll see you in the grand final. FaZe want to defend that title.
Title defense is well and truly on. Already here, winners quarterfinals. Time flies when you're having fun. We are always doing that at the Halo World Championships. Sanctify back down into Blue Engine. Renegade keeping tabs on him, passing information over to his team. He's been cleared here though. Good work from Cloud9 as they can continue to push forward. Time's going to start to play a factor here. That plasma grade's not going to hit World 2. The second one will though. Running out of time. We have seen miracles in the past on Aquarius. Can Cloud9 do it? Can they do the unthinkable here? 1 flag capture away from defeat. They need 3 without reply just to tie this one up.
Sam has been a key focus for me in this series. He's 13-16 at the moment, making 14 kills on the board. Throughout the season, going up against FaZe, he is averaging 0.5 KD. He has really struggled against this roster. To see him a bit more comfortable in this first game means I think he's learned a lot about how to play against FaZe Clan, because I think as you practice, as you learn, you really need to be looking at the players you're going up against and the play style, and how does that affect you as an individual? Are you doing enough? Are you getting caught out too often? As I say, that Sam is going to be the last remaining player, and this flag's going to be moving again for FaZe.
I think top 8 drops down front base, points the gun of Royal 2 for a moment, but not long enough as Manny will eventually fall, but Suspectors managed to even the odds just a touch. Snake bites behind enemy lines once more. Really has been a serious issue and concern for Cloud9. Flag's been tossed out. 1v1 Manny and Renegade. Manny comes out on top this time. They need to keep winning 1v1s just for the confidence that maybe game 2's story can shift a little bit, because they truly are running out of time here.
I would dare say it's near impossible to get 3 flags back in 1 minute 40 against FaZe. We've seen 3 were scored though in very quick fashion when FaZe did it themselves. But sadly, it doesn't look like they're going to be making those kind of mistakes. Suspector's going to try his hardest though to put that first on the board, to give them at least an opportunity, a chance to get those 3 back-to-back. But you can see where Royal 2 and Renegade are currently positioned. They're going to make it almost impossible.
You can see Suspector was caught between 2 minds, caught between 2 members of FaZe. Royal 2 sitting in his base and Snakebite behind him doing damage. Double kill for the General. Starting to roll forward now. Gets that flag return just to dash the hopes and dreams of Cloud9 of having some sort of miracle comeback. He's been in this base so much that he's almost a landlord, charging Cloud9 rent just to go back to their own base, and he continues to bully.
Rid them Cloud9 chance to move the flag and maybe get this 5th and final one in. That would be just FaZe Clan defined right here, wouldn't it? They like to just make sure they dominate in as much of a fashion as possible, and sometimes that is by getting as many flag caps on the board.
Renegade doubled all the way back. Wasn't rewarded with the kill. 3 go down for FaZe then. I think they start to feel like this one's already done. Even if this flag gets pulled, so little time remaining now. This is just a consolation prize for Cloud9.
Yeah, this game's over. There is not time for Cloud9 to do all of it. It has been a brilliant Aquarius CTF from FaZe, especially those 3 back-to-backs. I definitely want to go back and analyse and see just how they did it, but a lot of it was down to Snakebite. It's Renegade who will take the plaudits as he gets his 30th kill on the board, and FaZe Clan will take game 1 here in the winners quarterfinals.
Absolutely clinical here. On Saturday, FaZe Clan showing their form, showing their class. For Cloud9, their woes continue now as we head into a Slayer against the best Slayer team in the league, Dan.
A team that has not lost this particular Slayer as well all season long. So it does go from bad to worse for Cloud9. And there was moments where Cloud9, they showed some promise and they were competing with FaZe Clan, going toe-to-toe in terms of slays, but it was just the methodical approach from FaZe during that one short period where they were able to get genuinely 3 back-to-back flags to take the lead. And from that point, Cloud9 were never really going to get back into it. It was all about positioning. They kind of spread themselves out over the map. Snakebite would be in the base, Renegade would be hunting down the prey, and then you would see Royal 2 and Frosty working in tandem just to try and put as much damage down as possible, listening to the call-outs of their teammates. Then the flag runs, almost flawless. They hardly lost a player as they were moving them forward, and sadly for Cloud9, they could just never get back into the game.
And you almost felt like when they had those 4 flag captures on the board that they were starting to play with their food a little bit. Like they could have ended the game whenever they really wanted to. They pulled the flag out front base a couple of times and opted to double back and slay instead. You think if they really wanted to, if they had needed that flag capture, they could have gotten it.
Yeah, it's one of those where when you are that far ahead, you don't need to push for it. You're always at a risk if you do overextend, you try and get that flag, you give a counter cap, and then you lose back control, and then it can snowball out of control. Think of it like any sports game. When you have a lead, you can defend the lead. Sure, FaZe could have gone for it, but why would they when they already had won the game if they just played it a little bit more cautiously? But this is the series layout again. Slayer Recharge is where we are heading. FaZe are 7-0 throughout this season. It is going to be a tough task for Cloud9 to try and take them down here, because FaZe are the best slaying team in the league, and I would be surprised if they drop them all here in the quarterfinals.
There's a real David versus Goliath in the Slayers. Looking at the head-to-head then, Sabonator and Snakebite, a 1.62 versus a 1.42. So they do have Slayers there, ready and available. They just can't keep putting it together. They can't piece those results out.
Looking at the deaths per minute as well, 1.29 versus 0.92. Snakebite dying a little bit less, but having a little fewer kills than Sam. But Sam's going to be massive if they're going to win this layer.
Yeah, you saw it from Snakeboy in that game. He just wanted to stay alive as much as possible. As soon as he's down in a fight, he doesn't over-challenge if he doesn't have the support. So that's why that statistic looks so good. And surviving in Halo Infinite is so important. How many times do you see easy deaths given away, especially in a Slayer? We were joking about it yesterday. When it gets to like 40 kills, everyone says, all right, no more deaths. Just no more deaths from the start. Do it from the very beginning. Play your life a little bit better. Don't be overzealous with your pushes. Don't give up those easy kills. Otherwise, a team like FaZe is going to punish you. For Cloud9 here, if they want to be able to win this entire series, they have to win this game. If they go 2-0 down, I'm starting to worry about their chances at all.
When we talk about Snakebite being alive so much, prioritizing living, and the reason for that, Dan, is obviously when you die, you're out of the fight for 7, 8, 9 seconds. But if you can live, you can keep your gun firing, you can keep doing damage, and you can keep influencing the game. That's what Cloud9 are going to need to do. Play their lives smartly, get their kills, hunt in packs. It's going to have to be a real smash and grab against the best Slayer team in the league.
Cloud9 haven't been able to get the first camouflage, but it might just be ripped away from them straight away. Manny's just about going to be able to survive here, but they are on the hunt, our FaZe clan. They are getting their noses to the ground here and looking for the camo. They do find it, but at least Manny gets the trade, being a little bit of a sneaky beaver.
World 2's going to spawn up. 4v4 on the map now, once again. 2-kill game. Spectre and Manny over towards Glass.
Hey, it looks like they're playing their life here. They've already said it. They said no more deaths right at the start of the game. 5 was enough. No more.
No more mistakes, no more deaths. Happy to sit and wait, lay some traps, lay a foundation and build upon it. Frosty, a little bit weak for the fight. Septicway tries to capitalize the damage that was already done. Sam's going to slide in and apply the finishing touches. As I say that though, elsewhere, Snakebite's picked up a double kill. He continues to do damage. He slides across bottom middle, makes it all the way into the Whirlpool. Gets a trade against Sam as well. That's 3 kills for Snakebite, 4, 1, and 2. The perfect opening for him, and now a 2-kill game. FaZe in the lead.
Notice how FaZe were hunting in packs there as well. As soon as they recognised that one of the C9 members was on their own, they made sure they pushed him together. It was just a trade, thankfully for Cloud9, but you can see the intent from FaZe is to shut down any individual that might just be on their own.
Renegade, purpose in his eyes, shock rifle in his hands. He's getting information you can see from Scream peeking over towards his teammates. Fortunately for him, a beautifully placed sticky grenade from Manny will eliminate him from the equation. The shock rifle will go down. Was there any ammunition left to play with in it though? Frog's going to charge forward and get a kill as well. Looked as though the plasma pistol was going to be to his demise, but ultimately Frosty gets the job done. So, a 3-kill game now. FaZe continue to put Slays down on the board. Suspector currently struggling, which is not what you expect to see from him. Typically, he's the one who leads the charge when it comes to the Slays. Currently sitting at 0, 1, and 4.
FaZe have not lost a Slayer to Cloud9 all season long, and I think that's always going to be a concern in the back of Cloud9's mind of how do we break this curse against the team that seems unbreakable, especially on a map they haven't lost all year as well. You have to try and think outside the box, but to do so, you then maybe expose yourself, you maybe take a few more risks, and FaZe will look to take advantage of that as well.
The trigger discipline from Snakebite, you can hear players sliding all around them. You went in the tower, seen 2 players in front of him, thought that's not the opportunity to shoot, that's not the opportunity to give away where I am.
Remember the days when camouflage was actually camouflage?
Yeah.
And you actually couldn't see someone, or it felt like that, but nowadays, you just get seen so easily, that little shimmer, and your pants are pulled down very quickly.
We need a GA resolution, that's what we need to do. Let's go back to 30 frames per second. Spectre's in tower though. He has got himself a kill, he's on the board now. I'll do his confidence really good. There's always that little panic you have in yourself when you're playing a Slayer and you're on 0 kills. That I really don't want to be the guy that goes to take out World Championships.
16-14 the game, very much tight and slow at the moment. It reminds me of a good old lockout match back in the day. Just wait for that moment to push through. See Renegade trying to take an angle here. This should be an easy lineup, but that is a missed opportunity for an easy kill there. Renegade with no it, but Snakebite is able to at least clean up some damage elsewhere, and Renegade makes up for it.
You line that one up perfectly. Hook a little off the top and the sides. That's a fresh fade. Back to where really goes. Sentify almost stepped out a little bit too far. But paid for it too. Camouflage never scooped up. This is a terrifying combination in the hands of most players. More so when it's Renegade. Snowfire gets shocked to the core. He continues rolling double kill for Renegade. The world's his oyster right now as he soars forward towards Sam. He's positioned top elevator. He drops down. He's not long for the world either. And a headshot from good measurement. It didn't even need to be.
Renegade is locked in at the moment. He hasn't actually said a word, so I'm convinced that the rest of the team must be coming for him. I tell you what, let's find out. Let's go to a listening with FaZe Clan to see how they're feeling about this 7-kill lead.
There, bro. There should be a lot of here.
Yo, pipe there, they're wrapping red. I'm gonna leave John and go bottom edge.
Wait, got me, sir. Stop trying to
Top pick, top pick, go shit.
It's really good, man. Nice.
There's one shot, right guard bottom mid. Nice.
Go grab us up now.
Grapple weak. He's weak. Might have it. I think he's grappling, bro. I'm trying to hit him. Back up here.
Came on 20, guys. Came on 20.
Alright.
Top bed. Will they leave?
No, on the glass. Came on 15. They're probably just going to wait for Camo with grapple.
Shot. I got shot. They leave.
Gotcha, push him.
To the right. So to the right.
Camo 5.
Yeah, you can sit in the corner, bro. You can sit in the corner, bro.
Yeah, John's challenge.
I got it.
They want him any? Neither weak. Two neither. Nice, John.
I'm moving for you guys. I'm gonna let Yo, one top red. You see those guys?
I'll play shots for a bit.
Yo, get me message.
Nice, John's Camo shot.
Yeah, that's
Okay, I might die here.
That's my belt.
Go, man, he's up there. He's mini.
Actually, a great lesson and a great insight from FaZe Clan. They do seem very like the communication is on point, very upbeat as well, very confident. I think that's what you want to hear as a FaZe Clan fan. It has you thinking good things maybe around the corner here in the Halo World Championship. Oh my God,
Good things happening right now. Never mind around the corner. The Renegade locks a triple kill, killing spree, and he continues to roll.
only the triple though. You can see he was desperate to search for more. An 11-kill lead now for FaZe as they look to try and make it 8-0 throughout this season on Recharge Slayer. And Cloud9 just doesn't look like they've been able to find that recipe to try and break down this.
Love digest during that incident as well. Some of the good things those listen to, it wasn't. Listen, we always expect one shot here, blah blah blah, blah blah. You're starting to hear things like, I'm watching your class, you watch me, to keep me alive here. That's the perfect communication you expect to hear from these teams. FaZe Clan start to play like that, they're a terrifying outfit. Renegades in pipes, getting another kill. 13, 5, and 4. He's only died 4 times in the Slayer so far.
But a few times as well, each player kind of hyping each other up, saying like nice job when they get a kill. I think that's very important when it comes to chemistry. Maybe goes underappreciated on a team and just boosting your squad mates morale. You can see Renegade just now is so confident in terms of every fight he pushes, and maybe that's off the back of the confidence from his team in himself. It's another kill. It's another easy fight for him, and now FaZe are only 6 kills away from securing this victory.
Cloud9. Their Slayer woes, again, they continue. It's difficult. It's tough to keep harping on about it, but when it's a glaring issue that you have, there's 2 Slayers in every series, something's got to give, improvements have to be made, and FaZe Clan were not interested in giving you any opportunity. They doubled their series advantage.
Something the FaZe Clan fans, also known as the FaZe Clans, to scream and shout about. They have to try and match the voice of the Optic Green Wall this weekend. the SSG ultras that will be in the crowd as well. Fan bases certainly will go toe-to-toe, just as the players will throughout the weekend here in Seattle. And I'm expecting this venue to be popping as the tournament goes on, especially as the rest of the open tournaments and the side stations begin to close as well. Sunday is going to be incredible. 2-0 for FaZe Clan, and it is looking like a very smooth ride for them right now.
Looking back at the highlights as well, Renegade showing exactly what got him on this team to begin with. Why was he the hot prospect a year ago? Why they made that change? Moments like this in big series. Beautiful shots, that shot rifle. Terrifying. Cloud9, every single step they made, he was there. Cloud9, they find themselves down by 2, having to perform a miracle of a reverse sweep against the current world champions. Game 3 will be live fire strongholds. We know FaZe Clan are very good at that game type as well.
Yes, they are. It just seems to be a series layout that is a pretty strong one for them. I mean, it's hard to find a series layout that hits the strong phase when they have had weak game types in the past and they have covered them in a couple of series. They go and work on them the next. Stronghold Live Fire, I think they Cloud9, they can certainly take something from it. We have seen a lot of success from Cloud9 when it comes to Live Fire as well. They can move around the map pretty successfully together. But I'm just concerned with how structured FaZe have been here. This could be a very one-sided struggle for Cloud9 and not come quickly out of the box.
I think it's important to note as well, Cloud9, for FaZe, this was a potential, but now it's getting there. They've already been taken from a game 5 previously from this team. So to be 2-0 to the good, playing so well. Those first couple of games, Cloud9 didn't really have a sniff at winning the game. This is a real statement for them.
I will say, I'll play devil's advocate, and we did see yesterday when we played FaZe go 2-up against the jaKE, and then it was 2-2, right? So there is still that worry about them not getting it done in 3. Here is an update of the bracket, how it looks though here in the Halo World Championship. Space Station and Quadrant is currently 1-1. Shopify will beat jaKE 3-0, Optic beat ITB 3-0. But I wonder, can Quadrant do one over the old boy legend, their old teammate, the MVP of this season? Will Space Station be able to come out on top?
Those two teams, of course, going to game 5 in London. The crowd probably hasn't been as loud for Quadrant ever before. They know what it takes to get to the dance. Unfortunately, though, they don't really pack too many good dance moves when it gets to the game 5. So, what can Quadrant do in that one from Space Station? They're in a series to behold. Cloud9 then, they're back analysing their gameplay, talking about the mistakes they've made, the corrections that they can make. They're a handful.
When you look at that bracket, I mean, FaZe, they would go through, they would play SSG. If SSG won, we've already seen the higher seeds win in Shopify Rebellion and that Optic. Could this be the first time since London that we see all of our top 4 seeds make it into the semi-finals? Because of course, you look at the last couple of events, we've seen someone, drop out, whether it be a poor play performance or losing in quarterfinals, and it's just got to be one of those, I think, where at the World Championships, everyone knows what's on the line, and it seems like our big teams arrive with their very best.
That was a slight criticism of Rebellion, right? That when they've placed top 3, yeah, they've beaten the teams to get there, but they've never faced any of the big 3 to make it into that championship Sunday. This could be the time where they'll find their toughest test to make it to that winners or say indeed that elimination finals. But Cloud9, they take to the stage once more and they have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. The backs are very firmly against the wall here. They do have the elimination round to fall on if they go down here. And you look at Cloud9, you look at this roster, this team, and their journey throughout the HCS this season. FaZe maybe aren't really their targets, right? They want to be breaking into the top 6. I mean, at the last event, they would break into the top 8 if they're not facing SSG at top 12. Whereas FaZe are looking to get a World Championship. Now, everyone is going to be saying, sure, every team wants to win the World Championship. I do think you have to have an element of realism when you are approaching these tournaments and knowing who you can beat and maybe who is just one step too far.
At the moment, FaZe Clan proving to be just that for Cloud9. Just a step above. Still time to change it though. The Strongholds Live Fire on the rise, Dan. There's always players that we look at. We think they're going to be the difference for their team.
to be Snake though with how he's been playing, especially on the I was already locked in. Is there gonna be? I didn't even listen to you. On the side of Cloud9, I mean, Manny's a new kid, right? He's the one who's still got a point to prove since being added to this roster, so I always think there is going to be eyes on him. But at the same time, I'll go back to Sam. In terms of Slayers, he was the one who was really struggling against FaZe, but he seems to have been picking things up in this series. He's having a lot of a better time in terms of finding individual kills, but now needs to put them into fruition where actually those kills turn into objective work for this C9 roster.
FaZe Clan have been a roster for a very long time. Their playbook is thick and it is heavy. For Cloud9, they have not been together that long at all. Their playbook is more like a play pamphlet. But maybe that one play that they do have can turn this game around, this series around. But it has got to start now, or they are heading to the elimination bracket.
And it's certainly not over for Cloud9, and that's very important. Whilst it may seem that way with how FaZe have been playing so far, all Cloud9 need is that little bit of hope. We've seen it in previous series is that when they struggle, they really do get down on themselves, but as soon as they have that little bit of momentum, they're one of those squads that seem to find that extra little bit of life.
Well to it, Snipe. Use the quad to go back green. Clean up Sam. Expertly done from him. Use it again to get back to the safety of tower as well, if he requires it. He sees damage doesn't like it, away he goes. Chasing shadows.
Is that damage you do like?
Yeah, the one you're out for.
Ah, okay, yeah. I prefer that damage as well. FaZe's blue team, Cloud9 is red team, just to try and cruise. Be a little bit more. Just doesn't feel...
Yeah, looks off. We're getting frazzled. Top tower. He's getting pressure into him on top of shield suspector. He's got 2 players on that right though. Oh my, gets a trade somehow, some way. Sam has to sell them. Both players might be happy. One shuts down the sniper rifle, the other one thinks, well, the odds were stacked against me in that fight. Now the sniper rifle transitions over towards Manny, but World 2 already used up so much of the ammunition, so it's not going to be a huge win condition for Cloud9 here. Triple cap still locked in for FaZe, although there's been a lot of progress made on A and C. No resets yet. Rocky will contemplate dropping down. Triple cap is now locked in firmly. Cloud9, they're in trouble.
Cloud9 are very much in trouble. This is looking like FaZe want to prove a point here. Trap cap locked in yet again. All 4 dead on the side of Cloud9. Cloud9 sent so much to try and take down that sniper at Royal 2. They sent an entire firing squad, but still in the end, still able to get a trade. And then all the meanwhile FaZe were like, okay, well we'll just capture B and keep working on the objective. And now they're 114 points up here. This was my concern when I looked at this map in mode, especially with how this series has been going. FaZe are in full flow, their confidence is shining here.
One shining brighter right now than Snake Lights. 5-2-2, Commando in hand. Quantum Translocator as well. He's got some goodies to play with. Looking to backstab again, he's been doing that all series long. Cleaning up the pieces, picking them up. Food and drink for the general as he continues to march. Triple kill for Snakebite.
Triple kill with a pistol is always something you want to see, especially if you're ahead of 5K, may I add. A, B, and C locked in yet again. A is going to be the score for Cloud9, and they are just desperate to try and escape their spawn. They're desperate to try and put a point on the board at this point. I wonder, when you get to this scenario, in the back of your head, you're just thinking, alright, can we just get this over with? Let's start thinking about the elimination bracket.
3 members of Cloud9 like rats scurrying down bottom middle. As the exterminator closed in, Snakebite still has that pistol, but Septify finally shuts him down. They're still losing so many points, hemorrhaging points right now. They've got to get in these hills.
It's called the Rat Tunnel for a reason. Cloud9 were able to use it to escape and maybe get their first points on the board here, which they will. So FaZe, for all their control, they have a 174-point lead. On Strongholds, as we know, comebacks are possible. Cloud9 need to hold on to that little glimmer of hope that maybe they can come back here against FaZe. It could all start with this sniper rifle. A few body shots, 3 bullets in the chamber. Well, 1 bullet in the chamber, 2 in the rest of the stock. Sam can hit some big shots. It might just allow them to gain a lot of map control here, just
Going back is possible. Just how probable is it though? Sanctify will get a kill in the world too. That'll help the cause. No win. 3 dead for FaZe. Now Cloud9 get a real foothold in this game. Something to build upon here. But they've got to keep applying the pressure. They gave up so many points. 1 or 2 more mistakes in this series. It's done and dusted.
Sanctify taking an angle on bridge. His job at the moment is just protect C with his life. A lot of angles to check when you are trying to protect C as well. You're very vulnerable from all these different positions. I hate holding C, I will say. Sanctify has done a good job. Cloud9 will temporarily have a trip cap. It's going to be over towards A though, so Sanctify is going to have a quiet time temporarily.
Alternatively, B is quite peaceful sometimes. You're just sitting there watching sandbags like you don't play some people like
Your teammates are in the
Iron Towers at war. I'm just in the green. Oh, green's good boys. I've got a covered here. Rush that sandbags. There was that.
He's got to improve whilst everyone else is actually playing the game. Sometimes, I mean, I imagine that's how some FaZe Clan players feel when the rest of their team is popping off. You can't just sit there whilst Renegade is just destroying the world. Must be so enjoyable to play alongside some of the greatest to ever do it. Renegade can't quite lock that killing.
FaZe Clan close to past that 200-point threshold then. You can see the light in this series starting to go out for Cloud9. And he's in trouble again. Took 6 shots to take him down. Frosty almost hit for 5. Spectre. He's back green as well. He's getting a little bit desperate now on the scattergun approach. They really don't have an answer for the aggression and the pressure being applied by FaZe.
Such good angles they're being taken from these FaZe Clan members as well. Frosty reads the game so successfully. Cloud9 do respond well on small no-shoots to make sure that they will continue to score and continue to stay in this game and this series. I tell FaZe just listen to the rest of the team. They hear where the damage is being done and they don't just kind of throw themselves in the plays. Instead they think, well, where would I go if I was getting shot? Oh, I might go over to the approach just to try and avoid the damage that's played from C, for example. And then you get an easy 3-0. Brilliant minds that we're witnessing on the main stage at the moment. To be playing like this, I think on a Saturday, does go well for FaZe's chances as we're in this tournament because they need to be at their very best. You've got to think back to the last couple of tournaments, they have very much struggled. They have not been able to get that success in London. If they want to go toe-to-toe with SSG in the semi-finals, they need to be playing tip-top.
They really have lived through the first line of the elimination bracket at times. They are striding forward here. Cloud9, look, they have control of the strongholds for now, A and B. They did have C for a moment, so very good cap. And they just now starting to piece something together here, starting to eat away at that lead, starting to become an issue, more of a concern for FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe did take a step back. I think FaZe was starting to try and match Cloud9's pace, and they were like, actually, we're giving them a lot of time. Let's just be a little bit more patient. Let's sit back. Let's wait until we are full up, and then we can actually make a plan of action of how we can break the setup. And now it's successful. They are going to be able to gain a little bit more control. Renegade will be able to hold C. They do break A. They do break A. I like
A remains unbroken. As a result of that, Renegade's going to venture towards B. Realize we should have been somewhere on the team. The call must have been hold C. We'll get the job done towards A. Cloud9 hold strong, though they hold the lines. And he's in trouble. Be a victim this time by Renegade. They have turned back and collapsed. Cloud9 back inside B now, so they're starting to rotate very well there, Cloud9, despite the fact that they went 3 dead. They are still contesting B here. Renegade's going to backstab on the side though on mid window. Not going to have the timing, but he is going to have to capture A relatively uncontested. They'll get A, they'll control B, they'll lose C. FaZe Clan scoring once more.
It's been a good comeback from Cloud9. I think FaZe have given up a little bit of extra time, again, by being patient, knowing that they have that wiggle room. Again, it's just about recognising the game that's in front of you and how much time you actually have to play with. They've just played the long game and they've been successful because of it, and now they have been scoring. It was all about to try and force Cloud9 off of some of their more advantageous spots, take them and take the fight to them on some of these strongholds, and now they're closing in the series win.
Cloud9 have got to take risks. No more errors can be made. Spectre's not shield, he can't move, he's pinned back.
first potential winner, honestly, on FaZe Clan's journey towards retaining the Halo World Championship is comfortably avoided. Now headed to the winner's semi-finals. SSG on quadrant awaits. Are FaZe Clan looking like they are in championship form here in Seattle? Certainly, they did not show many weaknesses against Cloud9.
There is something about being in the World Championships. With FaZe Clan, they have this aura. They always show up to the big one. And are we seeing that now? Are they finding their form at the perfect moment?
I think
Is
that's
that
what
the
you've got to
win,
do when
y'all?
you look at this year, you look at the year that FaZe has had, and we know what type of squad FaZe are as well. We know what the individuals are like. They bloody hate losing, let's be completely honest, and they will go back, they will analyse, they will VOD, review, and they will make sure they are bigger and better at every single
And
event.
that's it, y'all.
The rest of the competition has been doing that as well, and I think FaZe maybe aren't used to all these other teams doing exactly what they do. They have pushed SSG to work harder, they have
Yeah, I
pushed
think they got
Gaming
the
to
win,
work
y'all.
harder, they pushed the Shopify Rebellion
Thank y'all for
to
tuning
continue to
in.
work harder.
Y'all
We
have
have
a good one.
such a competitive top four, and FaZe Clan are going to have to be at their very best if they want to win it.